Good morning, children. Today I am going to teach you lesson Nationalism in India of History, class 12, and the module is 3.1, and the topic for the same is the Salt March and the Civil Disobedience Movement. The Mahatma Gandhi, who led the Civil Disobedience Movement, saw salt a powerful symbol that could unite the nation. So, with this context, on 31st January 1930, he wrote a letter to the Viceroy, Irwin, stating 11 demands. These demands were of different people, of different communities. Some of them were very general and some are very specific, which were related to the industrialists and to the peasants. But among all these 11 demands, there was one single demand which was common to all, which was that the demand was abolish the salt law and government monopoly over its production. So what was this? Now monopoly means only the British government had the right to manufacture the salt. Nobody else can manufacture in the country. Now Mahatma Gandhi saw this salt, which was an essential item of food and consumed by each and every one, so that he can contribute in the movement from all people all over the country. So in the letter which he has written to the Viceroy Irwin, he gave ultimatum to the government that if these demands are not fulfilled by 11th March, then the Congress is going to launch a wide movement, nationwide movement known as Civil Disobedience Movement. So the Lord Irwin was not interested to negotiate. So Mahatma Gandhi, he started a movement known as Civil Disobedience Movement on 12th March. From where this is known as a Salt March or Dandi March. So what he did on this, you can see here map I have drawn here. He started this march from Sabarmati Ashram near Ahmedabad along with his trusted volunteers 78, and they covered total distance 240 miles, which was from Sabarmati to Dandi. So they covered in 24 days. Per every day they were walking on foot, that was of 24 miles. So they covered total distance 240 miles and reached on Dandi, a coastal city over Navrasi district of Gujarat, on 6th April. There, when they reached over there, ceremonially what they did, they manufactured the salt and broke the salt law. Now on the way, when they were traveling, people from the nearby villages, they gathered to hear to Mahatma Gandhi. He appealed to the people that what they will do, they will participate collectively in the nationalist movement. They will defy the British law, but by non-violent method. When all such movements were going on, then what happened? Now here, one thing you should understand, this movement which was started by Mahatma Gandhi, Civil Disobedience Movement and the non-cooperation movement, which we have read in the previous module. So what was the difference in between both of the movements? In the non-cooperation movement, we have read the Mahatma Gandhi told the people not to cooperate with the Britishers because they could rule over the Indians with the cooperation. So if we don't cooperate, they will not be able to rule over us. But in this movement, Civil Disobedience Movement, people were asked not only to refuse the cooperation with the British, but also to break the colonial laws. Under such development, then people, what they did, they broke the salt law, manufactured the salt, demonstrated in front of the government salt factories, foreign cloth was boycotted, liquor shops were picketed, peasants refused to pay the revenue and chowkidari taxes. Forest people, they violated the forest law, means they entered into the reserved forest, grazed their cattle, plucked the berries and the fruits to feed their families. Now when people, they did all such things, under such development, the Britishers, they followed the repressive policies against these Indian people. What they did, they arrested the Abdul Ghaffar Khan. Who was he? He was the devout disciple of Mahatma Gandhi, and when he was arrested in April 1930, the angry crowd where they demonstrated in the street of Peshawar. Many people were killed who were facing the armored cars and the police firing. After a month, when he was arrested, then Mahatma Gandhi also was arrested. Then people in agitation, what they did in Sholapur, industrial workers attacked on the police post, municipal buildings, law courts, railway stations, and all the structures that symbolize the British rule. Against their people, the British government, what they did, they attacked on the Satyagrahis. Women and children were beaten. About 1 lakh people were arrested. Now, when the Mahatma Gandhi saw this movement is turning violent, he withdrew the Civil Disobedience Movement. He called up the movement and agreed to sign a pact with the viceroy, that was Irwin, and this popularly is known as Gandhi-Irwin Pact, and it was signed on 5th March 1931. According to the pact signed between the British as well as the Congress, on behalf of the Congress, the Mahatma Gandhi, the Gandhiji consented to participate in the second roundtable conference. But the first roundtable conference was not attended by the Indian National Congress, and second was attended by Mahatma Gandhi. Now, the British government in a negotiation agreed to release all the political prisoners. So Mahatma Gandhi, according to this pact, which was signed on 5th March 1931, went to London in December 1931, attended the conference, but the negotiations broke down, means no solution was there for the Indian politics solution, constitutional reform or any other, and he returned disappointed to India. Back in India, when he came back in India, he saw a new cycle of repression followed by the British government against the Indian. Again, the Ghaffar Abdul Khan was arrested, Jawaharlal Nehru was arrested, were arrested and were put behind the bars. Congress was declared illegal, and many measures were taken against the demonstrations, processions, and meetings were not allowed. So looking into this, Mahatma Gandhi, what he did, he, under such situations, he relaunched the Civil Disobedience Movement, but this movement lost its momentum within a year, and in last 1934, the CDM, Civil Disobedience, was called up by Mahatma Gandhi. So how the people in the country saw this movement in their own way, we will be doing in the next module and in the next session. Till then, thank you.